If your emotions feel out of control, it's not random, it's energetic. Most people think that emotional overwhelm is normal. It's not. According to the Hermetic principles of vibration, everything is energy, including your emotions. So when your energy gets stuck, life stops flowing, and that's exactly how the matrix keeps people reactive instead of conscious. My name is Mark, aka Create Lifestyle, and I help people break out of the matrix so that they can experience abundance, freedom, peace of mind, create residual income while leaving a powerful legacy. I'm going to talk to you today a little bit more about your chakras. And specifically, I'm going to be talking about the sacral chakra. You may or may not know, but your body is composed of these energy systems that are called chakras. They start at the base of your spine, which is your root, and then they work their way all the way up to the crown of your head. And each one of them corresponds to different organs in your body, and it regulates how you feel, how you perform. They're very important. Most of us, I'm talking about myself, I never even heard of a chakra until later in life, and it's something that's very important to understand. But today I'm going to zero in on the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra, it's a second energy system in the body, and it's known as your seat of your emotions. It governs your emotions, your pleasure, your creativity, intimacy, sexuality, and how you relate to life through feeling. Its element is water. It symbolizes flow, adaptability, and emotional movement. I know for me and a lot of people, we love being near water. And just being near water and water vibrating, it just helps your sacral chakra become balanced. Because when the sacral chakra is overactive, emotions become overwhelming. You have these dramatic mood swings, emotional dependency, addictive behavior. This is where drug abuse, alcohol abuse, food abuse, sexual abuse, just all kind of abuse. All this happens because this chakra is imbalanced. So when it's underactive, life gets dull. You have lack of joy, you have fear of intimacy, you have emotional shutdown, you have disinterest in pleasures. So it's important to balance out this chakra. This chakra imbalances, a lot of it stems from unresolved emotional pain, trauma, suppressed feelings. And I talk about this a lot, that a lot of how we feel and what we do, it's all attached to our programming. And our programming, it started long before we were born, and then it intensified when we were in our mother's wombs, and then all the way up to the age of 7, we've just been programmed. And it shows up, negative things in your life, it shows up because of trauma. So understanding how this energy is part of this whole picture is important. It gives you emotional awareness. So healing the chakra is very important. It reconnects you to your creativity and pleasure. It opens up. A lot of energy healers, they work with yoga and things of that nature. I haven't done yoga, but that's something that's on my list to start working on, because yoga is all about the energy flow in your body, and it's really something that's really critical. Dealing with this sacral energy, it ties into the Hermetic principles, the law of vibration, which says that everything vibrates. So you want to get aligned with your body, your purpose, get in tune with these universal laws that I talk a whole lot about as well. So if I'm making any sense to you right now, just like, share, follow, do all those things. But I'll be talking more about this as we continue on. So stick with me, because what this is all about is helping you break out of this matrix. We're just trapped in this thing that was created before we were even born, and we just stepped into it not understanding that we're just in a system. We were programmed to go to school, get a job, work, rinse and repeat, and do this for years and years until you die without having a fulfilling life. You're put here for a purpose, for a reason. And breaking out of this matrix is about tapping into what this reason is and breaking out of this thing. A big part of it, a lot of us get trapped just chasing this cycle of working and paying bills. So money is a big problem for a lot of people, especially in this economy. So another part of what I'm doing is talking about residual or passive income. Residual income is doing the work one time and getting paid over and over and over again. Most of us was not taught that. Now, as you become financially literate, you realize that in order to get some passive income, you need to create some assets. Perhaps invest some money in the stock market, perhaps purchase some real estate, perhaps start a business, these types of things. Part of what we're doing to create our residual income is just creating an online asset that generates you money. You do the work one time that generates money month after month, year after year, so on and so forth. So, to simplify it, some people call it solving the $5,000 problem. If you had $5,000 a month coming into you, whether you went to work or not, that would change most people's lives. So that's what we're working on here with this brand, Mark Allen Smith Create Lifestyle. Now I help people break out of the matrix so that they can experience abundance, freedom, peace of mind, creating residual income while leaving a powerful legacy. That is what I'm doing. So if I'm making any sense to you, just stick with me, stay with me, and we'll be sharing with you how exactly we're going to be doing that. So having said all that, just in closing, your body has energy systems. They correspond to organs in your body. They regulate your health and well-being. So they're important to understand and begin to get balanced and regulate as it relates to breaking out of this matrix. So, in closing, as and always, I wish you peace, one love, and control your destiny.